All right, well, welcome everyone to Everyone's a Little Queer. This week we have Sammy with us. Sammy has their Hurley audio, and they reached out to us a while back saying how much they love the podcast. It brought a little bit of tears to my eyes because it was a listener reaching out and then also saying, hey, if you want to help, I'm here. This is the queer community helping each other, and I loved it so much. And on top of that, they are a DJ, which I'm not going to tell anybody the DJ name yet because I am obsessed with the DJ name, and we're going to get to that when we talk about it. So everyone welcome Sammy. Sammy, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing pretty great. How are you?
Oh, I'm fabulous. It's chilly as shit out for some reason still in the middle of April, and here we are.
Yeah, this whole flip-flopping of the weather is a little extreme. Even for past years, this feels a little extra this year. I mean, listen, Mother Nature can be extra all she wants, but this is going to far extremes that I'm not prepared for.
I would love if the bitch would just get it together because I 100% would prefer like a 90-degree day all the time. I just want to be warm and comfy. My husband, Mark, wants to be warm. He wants to sit outside and sunbathe all the time and, get tan. And that's his thing. He wants to be tan all the time.
I like a good fall day. I don't mind summer, but like it cannot be 100% humidity and 100 degrees. Like it needs to be a little bit balanced.
Exactly. Absolutely. Well, welcome to Everyone's a Little Queer. We're here to talk about queer shit and you and tell your story because we all have a wonderful story. And so I'm going to start just by asking, we want to get it out there, how you identify. I'm sure people have picked up on it, been using the they, them pronouns. You are a non-binary in that gender and sexuality. You're a lesbian, right?
Yes. Yeah. I identify as non-binary lesbian.
I love that. I'm a non-binary bisexual. So we got all the non-binaries.
Oh, it's great.
It's wonderful. It just gives a lot more freedom to, I think, express yourself.
That's how I explain it to people because I've had people ask why. And my biggest thing is like, I never felt like I wanted to be put into any box.
Yeah.
And it felt like this was the most honest way to live my truth and not feel pigeonholed into any one thing just because of identity.
So do you find that are you obviously being a lesbian, that's pretty feminine. I'm not going to lie. Yet there with another woman, it's kind of feminine. But do you find yourself as almost an even balance of that masculinity, femininity? Or do you find yourself more than one or the other?
I think it depends on the day. But for the most part, I mean, if you obviously my style, I present a lot more masc and a lot more masculine energy. But musically, I have my guilty pleasures and I am a girly pop diva as my guilty pleasure. Like if you listen to my music taste, you'd be like, oh my gosh, that is a femme woman.
Yeah.
No, you'd have no idea.
Well, who's in the rotation right now? Who's
Hilary Duff.
Yeah. With her comeback?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Ray is up there right now as well with her new album, and Robin.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift always.
What'd you think about Robin's whole new album?
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, it was
I think it's mixed beautifully. I think the sound design on it is wonderful. The balance of it, like if you listen to it in surround sound, it is crazy.
It was the new album when it dropped. We listened to it, and I was super impressed in the fact that it wasn't like this party rock the whole time, and there's a lot of like good, just calming, sensual lyrics and words, and it felt relaxing.
Yeah. Well, when she wrote this, a lot of this was written during COVID, and it was during a time where she stopped touring for the first time in forever, decided to have a kid, and then wanted to write an album, had to step away because she was raising her kid, and then came back to it with fresh ears and fresh eyes and like redid it again.
I love it.
It's such a journey.
And so, I mean, yeah, you are just a pop girl diva, though. I mean, it's hard. They're bangers.
And I am a bit of a Swiftie, so I mean, I'm not gonna lie about it.
Okay. What'd you think about the engagement?
Oh, I thought it was great. I knew it was coming. Like, there was no doubt. After they met and he went on stage with her, I was like, it's done.
Yeah, I think it was when he was on stage carrying her, 100%.
I was like, done. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Kansas City here, everybody lost their fucking mind over the engagement. I mean, it's a huge thing, right?
Listen, the only downside for me is that he is on Kansas City Chiefs because I am an Philadelphia Eagles fan through and through. I bleed green, so.
But you're going to really hate this. If I have to root for a team, it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, no.
I know. If I grew up in Dallas, so I grew up in Dallas, so I'm like one of those, but I couldn't tell you anybody on the team now. I'm not like, yay, sports. Like, that's not, I'll watch it, and everyone at work would be like, did you watch the game? I'm like, yeah, I watched it. Like, what did you think of, they start naming all these people. And I'm like, I don't know, the ball went the wrong way a couple times. I know about that much.
Yeah, my secondary team is definitely because of my wife, who's from Florida. So my secondary team also breaks my heart, just like the Eagles, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, they're not very good. A little bit.
So how did you and your wife meet? We're gonna skip ahead a little bit here. Oof. I'm just curious how you guys met, if there's such a big divide there.
We actually met at a bar up here one night. I actually was out One of my friends, this was like 6 years ago now. No, 7 years ago. We're going on 7 years. One of my friends had passed away in a motorcycle accident. So a bunch of us were getting together to like be around each other, go have a couple
Yeah.
drinks where we all used to hang out. And she was just there. And my buddy yelled at her, well, to ask her if she wanted to play pool. And I had no idea who this girl was.
Yeah.
I look over and she like looks towards him. And I swear when our eyes locked, everything stopped. Like time stood still. And like everything felt like it was in a bubble. And I was like, I need to go talk to her right now.
Oh,
And I was
my
like, I don't know what
God.
I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna say. So I like walked up to her at the bar and I'm like, hey. She's like, hi. And I was like, so I don't know if I should get another shot or a water. What do you think? Great opening line. This is
Yeah.
like really, really smooth. And she's like, why not get both? I'm like, cool. Do you want a shot? She's like, well, what are you drinking? And I was like, well, a green tea shot, of course. And she's like, oh, you mean a water moccasin? I'm like, what is that?
Okay. Yeah.
Who
What is
calls it
that?
that? She's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm from Florida. That's what we call it. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Let's do 2 of those. Whatever.
Sure.
And then we just like didn't stop talking the whole night. And then we just continuously texted nonstop and it was
Wow.
just game over.
Game over.
Well, game on, I guess. I don't know.
I think that's a better opening than walking up to her and going, so I have an annual membership at the U-Haul. Do you? Eh,
You know, there are times where I definitely, sometimes I'm like, you know, I kind of wish I had a better opening line, tried to do something smooth. And I'm like, I don't think she would have kept talking to me if I tried to do something like that.
When my husband and I were first dating, we were texting back and forth quite a bit as well. And I had asked him about him being out and being gay, and because I've always been so curious about people's kind of journeys for being queer. And he was like, oh, it's kind of complicated because he wasn't like out to his parents, or he'd just come out, and there was like a whole bunch of stuff there. And I said, he goes, it's just too complicated to say over text.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, okay, so what about dinner Friday night at, I'll find a place. And he goes, that's the smoothest I've ever heard somebody ask someone out. And I said, yeah. I was like, I thought I was pretty impressive with that.
You
So,
didn't even ask. You were telling him, you're like, I'm going to find a place. Like, we're going. Like, that
oh
wasn't
yeah,
even, that was just like I'll do all the work.
I will do the work. You just be there,
Yeah.
I'm still that type A person till this day. I'm like, we're going to go do this and it's going to be this way and we're going to do this time. I'm very, punctual. I'm like, we're doing it. We're doing it. But I love that. Well, when did you first like becoming a lesbian? I mean, it's not an overnight kind of thing. Were there, as you were growing up, like hints for you, or?
I think there definitely was. I mean, if I look back at like music tastes and things and sports that I liked, there was definitely like, I was always a tomboy. I mean, I
Yeah.
grew up in Delco and I went to Catholic school my entire life until I was 18. I was in Catholic school. There was one time where I was going to go to public school and then my mom found out I was dating a girl and she was like, no, back to Catholic school with you,
Okay.
which didn't really change anything, but like, fine. You had to pay more money for 4 more years, but fine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's always signs. I mean, always caring about other people. Like, there's just a lot growing up where I was like, I didn't understand why things didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was attracted to men like ever. Like, I dated guys and it just
Yeah.
always ended up feeling like, oh, I'm just like hanging out with my best friend. Like, there was never any like true romantic like depth that I ever got with that I had when I started dating women. It was like a completely different. It's like jumping out of like the hot tub into the pool. It was completely
Right.
different. It was like, whoa.
Yeah. That's that seems to be a lot of people who, especially when they strongly feel one way,
Yeah.
it's like that almost that like it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like you're complete when you're with the opposite sex.
Yeah, it was weird. And I mean, I also grew up listening to Cher. Like, I remember her first farewell tour on TV. My mom taped it on VHS, and I think I watched that every day for like 4 months.
Oh, it's your mom's fault that you're a lesbian.
Oh, it probably is.
Catholic school, share.
Kenny Loggins, like what I mean,
Oh my
everything.
God.
Phil
Yeah.
Collins, like all of like the really dramatic, like Prince, Michael Jackson, all like
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Our music tastes are so I feel like you and I could like jam out hard
oh
because
yeah.
I have such music ADD that, and my husband gets so annoyed because there's times like we'll sit in the car, we drive together to work sometimes. It's only like 35, 40 minutes. And in that time, I'll go through like old country, pop, 90s, 80s, rock, classical, all these. I just jump around because I'm like, I don't know what I want to listen to. Nothing's feeling right in the moment,
Yeah, that's actually sounds exactly like my algorithm. My wife also is like, can you pick a genre or a band? Can we pick like an artist station or something? Because we're going everywhere. Like, we'll go from like dubstep to house
Oh, yeah.
music, but then I'll jump from like EDM. We'll go to show tunes. I'll do a little bit of newer country. Then I'll jump to like bluesgrass. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, show tunes is kind of like it's a safe show tunes is my safe go-to because I know he's good with it. It'll jump around enough for me, and then the kids enjoy it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm good with that. But that's yeah, that when did that start for you though? That hey, boys aren't for me, or I just don't feel that. Was that like a younger age?
So I started dating guys when I was in 8th grade, and then that's also when I started dating girls too. So I was kind of like I came out as bisexual in 8th grade and started dabbling with both and dating both. But I don't think it really sunk into me that, like, I really did feel more comfortable. 'Cause sometimes I was like, "Oh, I just know this person better. Oh, this just feels like we just
Yeah.
have different interests that, like, align more than me and the guys do." But it didn't really sink in to the point that I came out until I was a senior in high school.
Wow. I mean, courage to you because I knew younger that I was bisexual, that I liked both, but I'd never dated the same
Mhm.
sex through school because I was like, no, I can't. Right. I was like, I can like them from a distance and think about them at other times, but I can't be with those kind of people because it just was like not something that was looked at in a positive manner.
This was also dating them, like, behind closed doors. Like, we were very much,
Sure,
like,
sure.
in the closet kind of dating. Like, not
Yeah.
many people knew, and the people who knew, knew. But other
Yeah.
than that, they're like, they're just really close friends." Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a close community as you were growing up that like with other queer people or like in your like friend group?
High school, I definitely did. I was in color guard in high school and in college. So I did the flags for marching band and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Gays aplenty there.
100%. 100%. It was like the best. And when I came out to them, I came out to my color guard group my senior year in high school. And we were all sitting around before practice. And I told them, they're like, and
Yeah.
now you want to tell us? You're just, okay. We know. We get it. I was like,
Yeah.
you guys really had to make this that anticlimactic for me. This was a big deal for me to tell you. And you're just like, okay, we know.
Yeah. I
Great.
mean, you're like, this is my coming out journey. And they're
Yeah.
just
And
like,
now I have a lame story I have to tell people.
yeah, like and you gotta stick with it. I mean, you can't really make anything. You can't be like, we were twirling one time and my flag changed to a rainbow flag in the middle. Like, you can't have like something fun
Oh,
that
now
way,
that would have
right?
been cool. That would have
Right.
been cool to do.
Yeah. It's like a flag and then boom, drop that one, pick up a rainbow one. Like everyone's, oh, what's going on? You don't have that story. You have everyone looking at you going, yeah, no shit. Okay. Anyways, get in line. Let's start marching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I love it. I think the most boring coming out stories and journeys just show we look at them as boring and anticlimactic, but it just shows the love and care you had around you for people to look at you and just go, neat. Anyways,
That's a good point. That's true. Yeah. I like looking at it that way.
sometimes we get wrapped into I mean, and that's media, right? Queer media, books and shows and anything about the whole coming out journey. I mean, like look at like a show like Heartstopper, where the coming out
Hmm.
was so on both sides, so prolific and just emotional. But sometimes it's truly just having that, okay, cool. Well, anyways, like, can we just keep doing what we were doing and nobody gives a shit, move on is what we need, but we don't see it in that moment there.
Yeah. I think it's what we should strive for and expect. Cause I mean, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal that you're then like cast out or thrown away.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like the
Yeah,
risk of that is just terrifying. And it's like, why even be like that as a person? Like
absolutely.
we're all living life for the first time. We're all doing this for the first time. We're all trying to just figure out how to be a good person and be happy. So like,
Yeah.
why not encourage that versus trying to strip others down?
Internalized homophobia.
Oh, most definitely.
I mean, look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The amount of times Grinder fails at some of these conventions. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
come on, So
Yup.
it's a lot. Like hate is a powerful fuel, and then some people use it in an extreme environment, and that's where we have all these issues and attacks on a community that truly, like you said, is we're just trying to just live and be happy. Can you also just fuck off and live and be happy? Like, it's unfortunate. That's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is. But, well, not everybody starts out non-binary, though. I mean, I didn't. I'll be honest with you, maybe 3, 4 years ago, I think when I decided that I think non-binary is something that fits my gender a little bit better. How did that come for you? What was your journey there of like that acceptance?
My gender journey was kind of wild because when I went to college, I went to Penn State, and that was when I first cut my hair short. Like I had long hair up until the end of my freshman year in college, and then I just like chopped it all off.
Okay.
My junior year, I made a lot more friends. I started hanging around the LGBTQ resource center up there a lot more and made a lot of really close friends. Some of them were drag queens.
Oh, cool.
And that is when I found out about drag kings.
Yeah.
So when I was a junior in college, I was a drag king for a couple years.
Yes. Work, bitch.
I can also send photos if you want.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
a ton
no.
of fun. I loved
You're
it.
gonna have to now, Sammy, because that's gonna be promo pictures right there.
It was a ton of fun.
What was your drag king name?
Sam Ryder.
Love it.
My first one was Bray Ken Hearts, and then I was like, this is too much. I'm bored. I want to do something that I'm actually going to respond to, because people would like call me by that name, and I was like, who are they talking to? And I was like, oh, that's supposed to be me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So there was a bit there where I wasn't sure if when I was performing, if my confidence came from performing in this alter ego, or if it was really something tied deeper to my gender. So I went to therapy for a little bit. I tried out using he, him pronouns. And then I was like, you know what? Not for me. And then I graduated. And I was like, I'm just going to put this in a box for a little bit. It's fine. Like, I don't really know, because it didn't resonate then. Yeah. And then ironically, when I was dating my wife at the time, she actually was like, hey, we talked about this before, but how do you feel when I use she, her for you? And I was like, yeah. She's like, he, him. And I was like, right. Yeah. I mean, I don't really care either way. I'm like, usually what I used to tell people is just use whatever pronoun you see me as. Whatever you want to use, I'm okay with. I wasn't picky. And she's like, what about they, them? And I was like, that's a thing. Yeah. Cool. I kind of like that. I feel really blessed and really lucky and really grateful that I was working in theater professionally at the time too when I found it, because then I started telling my coworkers. And, when other directors came in who have worked with me in years prior, like they already knew through the grapevine, through other people. So I never really had any uncomfortable situations of trying to explain my pronouns to people where I worked, which was really nice. And not everyone has that. So I'm really grateful for that. Yeah. Well, working in, let's be honest, theater is gay shit, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, it just is. And working in theater in any sort of kind of capacity, whether it's, local theater or national, high school, college, you're going to have a lot more people that are open to gender, just different genders or sexualities, because theater in and of itself started in the roots of men playing all the roles. And theater is that way. Theater is a man was a woman, was a man and a woman at the same time, and it's, thank you, Shakespeare, an old time gay. Icon. Yeah. Icon. So it's wonderful to hear that as you went through that gender identity and try to figure out what works for you, you were around such accepting people. And your wife sounds so intelligent to just be like, why don't you just do this, Oh, yeah, she's the best. She is hands down the best. What is she? And now you guys met, and was she always, same as you, like a lesbian from the get-go, or? She's pansexual. Oh, and she was actually going through a divorce from her ex-husband at the time when we met. Okay. Yeah. So we have 2 kids from her previous marriage as well, which is fantastic. And I love them. Yeah. They're the best. Yeah. They're so cool. And they're with you guys? Yeah, we do a 50-50 custody. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, that's so fun. They're awesome. Good. Oh, yeah. Kids. They've gone to Pride with us. They've gone to all the shows that I do for theater. They love it. That's good. So you said you've been together 7 years. How old are the kids? 12 and 9 now. So they've been around you in this relationship forever. Yeah. Yeah. Our kids our oldest is 12 and 10, so about the same. Yeah, close. Yeah, about the same kind of age. And I remember when I had told the kids that I was going to propose to Mark, the first question was, "Did you already get married?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Okay." Didn't you already get married? I love that. Yeah, and I was like, "Is that cool?" And they're like, "Yeah, I don't care." Like, even when we were dating, like when I said, "Hey, like Mark's going to be my boyfriend," I remember we were in the car, in the middle of the car wash, like the little automated ones that just move you on the conveyor belt through. We're in the middle, and I said, "Let's do it now." And I just leaned back and I told them and everything. And I was like, "Well, what do you guys think about that?" And they're like, "Yeah, we don't care." And then like my son went back to reading a book, and my dad did the same thing. And I was like, yeah, I was like, completely unbothered. Yeah. Oh, completely unbothered, because they didn't grow up in that kind of, hateful era of looking at us as anything other than. It's also just proof that hate is also taught. I mean, for us growing up in the time, I mean, I remember Prop 8 in 2007. Yep. And like the no hate campaign and being a part of that and like wanting to do that and post that like on my MySpace. So there is a proof there, I think, that it is really taught, because I wasn't taught to be homophobic. I was just taught that the Bible says it's wrong. Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things that when we keep this generational or teachings of hate, we're not making progress in any sort of way to allowing people to be open-minded, not just to queer people. I mean, we're everywhere. We're not going anywhere, regardless of how many people want to try to stop trans or, gays, and don't use this bathroom and don't use those pronouns and all this. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We always have. Like, we
Yes.
always have. You just haven't paid attention.
Well, and I just don't think it was as, I mean, and you could probably contest a little bit, maybe not so much being in Catholic school, but I went to public school all the way through. We had gay people, but we didn't have the power that we have now of with social media, with Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and really being able to promote
Hmm.
yourself out there as what you see inside is how I'm going to show you outside. Like all of this promotion of self. It was always just a small community here, small community. So even if you live 20 minutes away, you didn't know that there was other queer people outside of the maybe 4 that you knew. But now with social media and the reach around the world, that's changed drastically on the visibility of the community, I think.
Definitely. And that's how you can find your community too, which is really helpful to people who are in more rural parts who don't really have a community.
Yeah.
They can find that community that helps lift them up, that helps them feel seen, that feels heard, that doesn't make them feel so alone.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And feeling just a part of something could change drastically the outcome of one's life.
It's absolutely life-changing. Like, I can't imagine my life without color guard, honestly, which is
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Oh yeah, right.
I really, like, looking at my trajectory in life, I'm like, I don't know where I would have been had I not done that. Because it took me to college. It was the reason I got to Penn State main campus. They transferred me up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, education-wise, what they offer, and some people look, I don't want to say down on, but look on like the queer kind of more queer involved programs, color guard,
Mhm.
theater, even like debate. I was in debate. There was like 3 gay people in debate, and and that would made up most of our class. I was like, it's not that macho, sports bullshit or whatever, but when you have those communities that show why we are who we are, and then those communities, I'm sure you guys stuck together you guys were so close in a tight knit group.
Oh, yeah. There wasn't a lot of us either. I mean, we were a smaller team when I was in high school. And then when I was in college, it was obviously much bigger because I was in the blue band for that. So obviously there's a lot more of us. But we all still talk. I mean, 2 of my friends from high school who are in my color guard have come out to see me and my wife DJ like multiple times now.
I
And
love
it's
that.
crazy because I just like ran into them one night. I'm like, oh my God, you're old enough to be in a bar? Mind you, they were only 2 years younger than me. So like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous of me to say that to them. But
Oh no, I look at anybody younger than me and I'm like, you're such a kid. Even it's funny because one of our best friends is 5 days older than me, and so every time our birthdays comes around, he sends the same text. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to tell you what this 5 days being this old is. Like in 5 days, you're gonna realize how old it." And he just goes on.
that's
And it's the
great.
funniest like ongoing joke for like the past decade.
I love that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Well, when you came out to did you come out to your parents, or did you just start like living life
Uh,
as Sammy and then just like you're either gonna accept it or not? Was there like did you get your climactic moment?
Kind of. Well, my mom's brother, actually, she helped him come out in the 70s to his very Irish Catholic parents. Because my mom's one of 6, like
Okay.
very Irish Catholic.
Yeah.
So she helped him come out. So I actually called him first.
Oh,
And I was like,
okay.
so I kind of want to tell my parents, but I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
And he was super supportive. He was super helpful. He was like, just say it. Just say it. They're going to still love you. And honestly, I still didn't tell them until after I'd gone to college. And I'd been in college for like 6 months.
Okay.
I waited till I came home on Christmas break and I told my mom. And she was like, I don't know, she wasn't upset about it. Her biggest concern was she wanted grandkids. I'm like, okay, that's still possible. That is still possible. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you have more of a chance of having kids than I
Yeah.
would.
I'm like, that's still a possibility. And then when I told my
Absolutely.
dad, he was like, is this supposed to be a surprise, buddy? Nothing you can tell me is going to make me love you any less. And that just like
Okay.
gutted me in the best of
Yeah.
ways because I was very
Oh.
nervous to tell him. And I really shouldn't have been. Like, he definitely knew. Like, I was growing up hanging out in the garage with him, riding motorcycles, going on runs with him all the time. Like,
You were a tomboy.
oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
knew. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think, I mean, now obviously 7 years later, you have your wonderful wife, Sarah, right?
Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I told you I did my sleuthing earlier.
Yeah.
You have Sarah, she has her 2 kids. Now you guys have a blended family. Now, does your mom kind of see how even being queer, you still can have this, that she can have this family or these
Oh,
grandkids?
definitely. And I think if I think it was up to my mom though, she would still take a 3rd grandkid.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think she still would.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't
no, my
rush
parents
things,
love her and
Mom.
the kids. Yeah, I'm like, Mom, in this economy, are you going to pay for this in this economy? Come on.
It's like $6 a gallon to get to the hospital. We can't do that. Hell no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I'm gonna need a subsidy on just gas. I mean,
Yo,
shit.
gas prices are out of control. We're gonna be okay
Absolutely.
though. We're
Thank
gonna
you,
get
Orange
through somehow.
Shitler.
I know.
Not to get this isn't my political podcast. I just,
Yeah,
but queer is politics, and
it
we are a
is.
political statement. I
Our
mean, we're in the news
existence.
every day, so somebody's in the news every day of being queer, but not in a bad way. Just someone's trying to attack us, and
Yeah,
it's no offense to your upbringing, but it's those Catholic priests who are in the news for all the bad
exactly.
shit. So
It was. Yeah.
it is so.
It's
Well,
crazy how we live rent free in all their heads so much. Like to think about us all day long. Like, thank you.
I you know what? I know. I should start charging like I should start charging like just like conservatives a tab, and then that's just like my placement in your head for the last 24 hours.
That would be
$80
good.
an hour. There you go. Just pay me my money. Pay for all the fucking
Here's
tariffs I
the
had to pay
invoice.
for.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. That shit would be so good. Maybe that's what I'll do for Pride this year. I'll just carry a bunch of invoices and hand them out to the protester.
That's a good idea.
There we go. We got to make fun of all the bullshit, right?
Yeah. You got to laugh through. It's the only way to get through. If you're not going to laugh, you're going to cry.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Sammy, we have determined you and I have wonderful music tastes. Is that what led you? I mean, your theater background, everything like that. So you have Hurley Audio. And what led you then? Were you just like, I'm going to be an audio, because essentially it's an audio engineer,
Yep.
editing, all this. I mean, you have, by the sounds of it, you have the way you talked about Robin's new album, you have an amazing ear then for music and for sound. How did you get into having your own little audio section?
So I actually started in theater in 2016 at a local nonprofit down the road for me. And I started just volunteering, helping out. And then they paid me to run a show and essentially stage manage it for just a couple productions. And then one show they were talking about, they needed sound work done. I was like, oh, I'd like to try to learn that. Can I learn how to do sound design here? So they're like, yeah, sure. Try your hand at it. And then I think I did something like 20 productions as the lead sound designer for the shows there. And then I jumped around, did a show at Villanova. I did a couple shows in Philly. And then I was a technical director, but I've always loved music and audio editing. And then during the pandemic with that same theater, they were trying to figure out how can we still create art for people, even though we can't do anything, we can't put on theater. So they started doing radio plays, and they did an audio drama of Agatha Christie's The Man in the Brown Suit. And it was like 6 parts. They recorded it at the farmhouse. They recorded all of it, and they sent me all the audio takes, and I had to choose the best ones, edit them in, and then I added different sound effects, different motifs, little segues, things like that, like door knocks, crackle under the narrator, so we knew it was the narrator. It wasn't like the people acting. And I realized how much I loved it, and I just realized I want more flexibility in my life, and I want to get back to doing that versus the stress of working and teaching in a school. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just start a business. Let's do it.
Wow. So how's that been? I mean, has it
pretty good? I've got a couple podcasts so far that I'm working on. I'm trying to get a couple more that I really want to work on. I'm waiting to hear back from. And I haven't found another audio drama, but I would love to do another audio drama.
Yeah. What was your favorite of all the productions you did with the theater? Which was your favorite? I know
that's hard.
I'm asking a very tough question. I don't think I would be able to choose, probably.
That is tough. I mean, I have quite a few. I mean, I think the most intricate that I worked on that I wasn't the lead sound designer for, but I was the sound engineer. So I had to handle all the speaker placement, making sure the levels were correct, all the fades and everything, because the sound designer was not in for that show. He could not make the tech because we had to move it. Was In the Next Room, or the Vibrator play, which also happens to be my favorite play ever by Sarah Rule. It's fantastic. Lead sound design. Dracula the Bloody Truth was really fun to work on, and it was a comedy.
Yes.
So it was just like super goofy, super fun sounds, some spooky moments, but mostly comedic. And then, Tales from Poe.
Oh.
Tales from Poe is really good.
That's like Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah,
right?
So we did it only for school tours when I was doing it, and we would do like a collection of his stories, and it would change depending on who the director was. Sometimes we would add in other, like the Black Cat we added in later on, but the first one I did had Telltale Heart, All the House of Usher. That one was really fun to sound design, because I had to basically design the sounds of the house the entire show, and then it falling on top of you and making you feel it. And Telltale Heart was also one of my favorites, because I literally what I did was I put a heartbeat going through the subwoofers underneath the seats of the audience, super low, but on the entire time they did that story. And then as the tension kept building, I kept slowly speeding up the heartbeat. and slowly raising the level. So you had no idea why you were also getting super stressed, but your heart
Yeah.
was syncing up to the heartbeat under the actual seats. Oh, it
Wow.
was so fun. It was so
That's
fun.
so
And
like fourth dimensional. That's
I
so
really like
crazy.
sound. I think sound is really important. I mean, it's
Yeah.
something we can all relate to of language, regardless of age. It is something that we innately feel that we just move to.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's very primitive in a way. Like we feel it on a soul level.
I think that's why some people have, go back to music and everything when we fall back into, if you're having a rough day, the song you can go to just, it might not make your day perfect, but it's going to bring you up in a light. And it's because of that, because of the sound, because of the music and
Mhm.
what you're getting from it. And it might be like a Weird Al song. I mean, it might be something like just stupid that you could go to, but that's going to help you because it's what you're looking for. So the fact that you can do that, that's talent right there. That
I
takes
love
a
sound
lot of
design.
work
It's fun.
too.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll spend hours doing it. I love it. It's great.
So when we're not sound designing, you say you hinted at it, you and your wife DJ together?
Yeah. I taught her
Okay.
during the pandemic, and we started doing every time I get a gig, she'll take a couple songs and do a little set too.
How fun is that?
It's great.
Now for everyone listening, this is Sammy Hurley, Audio Sammy, but also DJ Nuzzles.
Hang on.
I am obsessed.
I don't know if you can see it on my headphones, but I
Oh
have my logo and
yeah.
everything on them. Yeah.
I am obsessed with DJ Nuzzles. How did you come up with that name?
So I used to go to a lot of like raves and stuff in 2016 to 2018. I was going to like festivals. I was going to warehouse shows. I was, gloving, like throwing lights and stuff, doing, all of that. Cause like, why not? Why
We would
not?
have partied so hard together. I'm just saying.
Man, you had to be from. You should have been here. You were in Dallas or then Kansas. Like,
Yeah. I know we don't have that stuff here.
oh
Maybe
my
every
god,
now, my buddy and I drove to St. Louis for Two Friends. We go see Two
yeah, two
Friends.
friends are great.
One. Oh my god, it was such a fun time. But other than that, like Kansas City does not really have a bunch of. We don't do like warehouse raves and shit like
Mhm.
that, and it would. That's my vibe though. I would love to. I love shit
It's
like that.
fun. So when I was doing a lot of that, like everybody had a Glover name and stuff, and I was like, I don't have one, I don't know, and they're like,
Yeah.
it'll come to you or someone will gift it to you. Like that's how you
Hmm,
get your name. I'm like, okay, cool.
cool.
Whatever that means. Like that sounds weird, but all right, I
Yeah.
guess I'll trust the process.
They
I
just hand
had
you a card with your name on it now. This
yeah,
is you
right.
now.
Like here, your
Yeah.
new identity.
Yeah.
Flee the country. um, but so I had jaw surgery when I was 18 also. So my jaw, like I had 3 bone screws, my chin's made of metal and stuff. Whole nother story.
Oh, okay.
But it used to give me a lot of pain. So I used to like always like rub it or I would like nuzzle it down like when I was trying to go to sleep when we were at camping festivals because of the weather. It would like hurt. So I would like always
Yeah.
rub it and like try and like rub my face on it. And my one friend had a really, really soft hoodie. Like, I mean, it was the softest hoodie I ever felt. And I was like, can I just steal your hoodie for a second? And I was just like pressing down on my jaw because it hurt with it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and my buddy Scott was like, I said something about like I was stealing her sweatshirt because I needed it. He's like, it's all good, Nuzzles. And I was like, what did you call me? He's like, Nuzzles, you just nuzzle. It's just what you do. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's it. And I like ran around and introduced myself to everyone at this. It's like a homie fest that my friend threw in her backyard. So
Yeah.
like everyone, I was like, this is my new name. It was crazy.
Oh my god, that's so much fun.
It
Now,
was so great too.
does Sarah have a fun DJ name?
I think we were doing Honey Beats for a little bit. She was doing.
Yeah.
And then I think she had come up with another one. We haven't officially hard launched her names
Fair.
yet. Yeah.
Fair. Well, I cannot wait to hear. You got to do something fun with Nuzzles, like Cuddle Bear or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
just something that
comes with it,
seems
yeah.
so off-putting, and then you get up there and drops like the sickest fucking beats, and people are like, "This is not. I thought this was gonna be cool, calm, and collected." And you're up there with like glow sticks and fucking everything.
Yep. Throwing like a dubstep rhythm set.
Yeah, exactly. I would give for that. Now, were you guys kind of on a suburb because you're in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah. About
And now you guys are like,
25 minutes outside of Philly.
is that like I would say probably more conservative area?
Well, where we live in Delco is actually very blue because we live in Media. And they're
okay.
very blue. It's very liberal. It is a great walkable town. I mean, they call it everybody's hometown, which growing up I used to think was really corny. But
Yeah.
now living here, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, okay.
It is.
Okay, because I was going to ask, I mean, when you have like a lesbian couple DJ, I mean, are you guys getting a lot of gigs in your hometown? And it was only because here you leave outside of the metro and it is, red. It is,
Yeah.
Trump flags and banners and billboards and the abortion signs and all that other
Oh God.
bullshit and
Yeah.
everything. And so outside of the metro, it's not as welcoming. I didn't know. I was curious how welcoming it was for you guys being out there as a lesbian couple, especially DJing. You can't just work from home. You have
Yeah.
to.
You have to be personable. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where there's definitely still a lot of conservatives around. I mean, Delco is very working class, so there has been quite a few Trump flags. There's a decent amount of that. Not here so much, so we don't really get that. And I do a lot of weddings and private events as well. So a lot of that, especially with weddings, I luck out that no one wants to talk about that. No one questions it. And honestly,
Yeah.
most of my wedding clients over the last 2 years has really shifted from hetero presenting couples to really more queer couples, which has been so much fun. And it is a
Okay.
completely different way to operate while working weddings and talking to clients. And I love it.
What do you mean by that?
They don't want to do like all the traditional things. Like I don't have to worry about, oh, we're going to do a garter toss or we're going to do,
Yeah.
the boot.
Which I
like
never understood. I didn't do that at my first wedding.
I hate
We
it.
didn't do that when I got married to my ex-wife. I didn't understand it. I was like, no offense. I don't want to go up your thigh in front of. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it always feels weird. And some of this, like, and I've seen some DJs and I've done some where like the song they pick, I'm like, do I really have to play this? Your grandmother is sitting 30 feet staring me down. Do you really want me to play this song right now?
Yeah, they want grandma to back that ass up. That's what.
It's crazy. But it's also nice doing more queer couple weddings because the way we kind of look at it is it's not about everyone else. I've noticed a lot of my clients are not fixated on what's traditional, what my parents want, what this person wants, what this aunt or uncle is going to think. They really focus more on what is going to make them happy in their day. And if it's not going to make you happy, well, then you got to deal with it.
Which is how
or
it
just
should
don't
be.
come.
Yeah, which is how it should be.
I mean, we eloped. Yeah, no, we eloped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went. Yeah, because it's so expensive. And her family's in Florida. And like, we were like, you know what? We'll do a party in a couple years. But I want to marry. Like, we both agreed we wanted to get married on Friday the 13th in October.
Of fucking course you did.
We're spooky
How many
people.
cats did you have at your wedding, ma'am?
No cats. She is a dog trainer. We are dog people.
Oh, thank God. Thank goodness. I mean, I'm highly allergic to cats and all pussy. And so I'm just like, no, just kidding. We're definitely dog people too. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, what? Did you have like a Halloween? Was it Halloween themed?
We
like
got married in
spooky,
all black. We went to the old mill, which is like a hiking trail and a creek near us.
Okay.
We took off our shoes. We walked into the creek. It was like probably like 10-degree water. It was freezing. We wrote our vows. We did a hand bonding ceremony, and that was it. Yeah, and one of our really good friends photographed it, and we have the best photos. She did our engagement photos, our wedding photos. She did like a family photo shoot for us in the fall.
Oh,
yeah.
So cute. Oh my God, so much fun.
Oh, it was great. I mean, she even like walked into the water first, and like props to Ashley Smith, Wide Eye Studios in Philly. She is phenomenal. She literally walked into that water before us. I had no idea how cold it was. She held her face and her composure so well. I had no clue. So when we stepped in, we looked traumatized.
She did that on purpose.
Oh, she did.
She knew as soon as she touched that water, she's like, oh, this is going to be a good photo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She wasn't wrong.
I love that. I cannot agree with you more on queer weddings being so fun, and just because of that, because you get to take away that traditionalist, you get to have fun and make it just a celebration of love.
Yeah, and that's all it should be. I mean, I even told, because I've also had straight couples that have come to me too for weddings since, but when they ask me, what do you suggest? What should we do? I'm like, you need to do what makes you happy. Yeah. Do not let everybody else get involved in this, or you will go absolutely insane.
Yeah, I've noticed. So my husband and I, we got married in 2023. And
so did we.
We got April 23rd.
Oh, we were October 13th, yeah. So you guys were before us.
Just a little bit before, yeah.
Yeah.
We were in Iceland during your wedding, actually.
Oh,
so
cool.
I just thought about that. So we were also in the cold because we got to Iceland and it was supposed to be kind of nice-ish weather. And all of a sudden, blizzards everywhere we went. Couldn't see more than like 5 feet in front of you. And one of the towns we stopped in, one of the people at the hotel was like, well, yeah, winter came like 2 weeks early. We're like, yeah, no shit, I see that. Like with the 5 feet of snow dumping everywhere. But our DJ, I told you earlier, I'm a type A person. So I had spreadsheets for our wedding, and the spreadsheet had links in it to like silverware and to like flower arrangements, but the spreadsheet would also take you to another spreadsheet that would take you also to our music list, and everything was connected. And our DJ, he wasn't supposed to be our DJ. Our original one, had to rebook something that took a little bit of a priority, so we got swapped with the company, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, I haven't been working with this guy for a year, you know, I'm going to work with this guy for like 3 months. Best DJ I think I've ever seen, and I'm such a judgy person now when I go to other people's weddings, because I'm like, our DJ, I told him, I was like, I want it to be a party. Here's a list. I gave him 200 songs, and I said, of these 200, I don't care how you play them. I just want to have a good time. I was like, I don't expect every song to be played, but if you could just have fun with it. So we had perfect. I can't recommend. We used Pinnacle Weddings out in Charleston, and they have, and their DJs and their coordinators, everybody was perfect. But we went to a wedding shortly after ours, my husband and I shit you not, this DJ did not play the songs that were requested by the bride and groom. So they had two songs that they wanted. That's it's a family tradition at weddings to play. There's a song by Grease. I can't remember which one it is, but it's a song by Grease that the family always loves to have played at every wedding they go to. They always make that request.
It's not
DJ
Grease
did not
Lightning.
play that one. I think it might be.
It might be the last song. It's probably the last song in the movie.
I can't remember which one, but the DJ didn't play that one. They had one other one they requested, didn't play. And this DJ the entire time, I swear he played like 12 songs total, because he would play the entire song in its entirety. It would end, and there'd be like a second or two gap, and then the next song would start, and then play the entire song. And I caught on like 5 songs into this, and I went, he's playing the entire like 3 minutes of these songs. It was.
Did he have like a controller or anything, or was he just a laptop?
Laptop in it.
So he was playing off a playlist then.
Yeah, he was just click, click, click. Yeah, he
drives me nuts.
Yeah, definitely one of not my favorites, but I've also yelled at a DJ in Vegas before. I was a little drunk. We yelled at a DJ in Vegas.
No.
He's playing really shit music. Like, we were in a club, and he was playing nothing that was like, and everyone kept staring at him too. And I was like,
oh no.
I looked at him, I walked up, and I was like, you're terrible. My friend Sarah was with me at the time. She goes, we're probably not going to be welcome back here. I was like, no, that's fine.
No. Yeah. Honestly, I can say I've never had somebody tell me I'm terrible as a DJ. Never had that happen, not even drunk. Although there was one boomer, hetero, white man at a dive bar who was so distraught that I would not stop playing like heavy rap music so I could play Toto by Africa and Leonard Skinner for him. And if he would not stop saying, I know the owner. I'm like, good for you. And then like he tried to put money in the jukebox thinking it would like turn off my sound, and I'm like, you just wasted $20. Good luck.
Oh my god.
Oh, he was the worst. But other than that, like, you have to read the room. Like, it's really it's a hard, I don't want to sit here and say it's a hard skill, because it's not that hard. You just have to be aware and attentive of the space you're in.
Yeah.
Like, if I do a gig that I see has multiple generations, like not even a wedding, if I'm at a bar and I'm like earlier in the day for like an event that they're doing, like I want to make sure it's a journey, that everybody has a little bit of something that they like.
Right.
And even with that, like if I want to play something from the 70s, like I might not play the original, I might play a funky house remix of it, but it's still, they hear it and they're like, oh my God, this is great. It's something that they can all resonate to, because then the younger generations like the beat more, but the older generation in the bar is like, I love this song. I grew up with this song. So it's kind of like bridging that gap too.
How did you get into how do you get into DJing, by the way? I mean, I know you have your theater and everything. Were you just one day like, I'm about to spin this bitch, and just like got up there?
No, my uncle actually used to DJ the Upper Darby High School after proms, which used to run from I think it was like 11 or 12. I think it was like 11 to 6 a.m. or something. So basically what the school, they would like, you get locked in the school all night.
Yeah, right.
But it was really cool. And he started doing it. And then when I was a senior in high school, that's when electronic music started becoming much more mainstream. And I was getting really into it. So I was asking him more questions about it. He would always DJ at like family parties. He would just like bring them out and just like start messing around whenever he got drunk. He was great. Yeah. He was always fun. So then he's like, hey.
Is this the uncle that you came out to first?
No.
Different uncle.
Different uncle. It's actually my dad's like best friend.
You guys have fun ass uncles.
I've got funkles. I've got a lot of funkles.
Yeah, you absolutely do. I'm like, damn girl, I'll be kicking with these dudes.
They're crazy. But yeah, so one year he was like, hey, you know how to do this now. I've showed you how to do it a couple of times. He's like, I don't want to do the after prom. I think we're getting a little too old to stay up overnight. Do you want to do it? I was like, sure. Yeah. Absolutely scared shitless the entire time. Ended up doing it 3 years in a row. So it was a ton of fun. Like I definitely got more confident.
Yeah.
But I didn't really take DJing seriously. It's just like a thing that I did for him, or I'd like cover events for him that he couldn't do. And then in 2018, I bought my first controllers after college, because I had money and I could do that
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
is not cheap.
Yeah.
It is not cheap.
Yeah, audio equipment's not cheap. We've learned that through the podcasting here.
Yeah.
Because we've gone through a couple different mics, trying to play with what works, what doesn't work, what we like better, different kind of chord setups, and all this stuff, and all this. I'm like, fuck! I just wanted to talk to people.
It's expensive to talk to people nowadays.
I know. They don't even charge me 25 cents a minute anymore, but still.
Oh my god! Free after 9.
Free. Do not call me until 9 o'clock.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
That's for the younger generation that listens. That was called oppression by phone carriers. They didn't want you talking to people until it was free.
Yeah, or they would charge you an arm and a leg and your firstborn child's soul.
And text messaging you have to 10 cents to receive 10. That's why. Do you watch The Office?
Yes.
Okay. When Joe is like, I'm roaming, these are charging me 10 cents a text. I'm like, that would go over so many people's heads nowadays.
Oh, absolutely.
What that means. And I laugh so hard every single time because I remember those days.
I will never forget the first time I got my first cell phone, and my parents, like, we didn't really talk about texting. It was not like a thing because, like, they didn't really text anybody. So I don't think they really expected me to. That first month's phone bill. I still have nightmares about my father telling me the amount of money it was and him yelling about it. I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, my first phone I was not allowed to have unless I paid for it was the rule. And I was in baseball at the time, and I was in like a travel team that would like leave the state, but we were in a competitive team, so I was in different games all the time. So I was like, I need to have a phone because I have to be able to get a hold of my mom or my dad when the shit ends, so they can come pick me up. So I bought my own phone. And it was like this little Nokia style like brick that you could T9 on, but you could change the plating on it. And it lit up. It had like blue lights and it would light up or whatever. And so I put it was like a Ben Franklin, like $100 bill, kind of looked around it. That saved me so many times because I lost it in the outfield so many times, or I would leave it on top of the car and it would fly off, and you would just call it and it would start lighting up. And I was like, there it is.
That's great.
But I remember it was a prepaid. So I'd have to like spend like $30, put $30 on it. But then it charged me every time, and people would text me all the time and run out all of my money before I could even respond to anybody.
That was crazy. But prepaid phones were nuts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But now look where we're at. $6 for gas.
$6 for gas. $2,000 for a computer to fit in your pocket that breaks the second you look at it funny. You know
what? I know. That's why I have mine. Mine is a 15. And I have no plans to get rid of it until it blows up.
Yep.
Because in this economy, we don't do that.
No.
But I love this so much. And this has been great. I mean, I want pictures, and everybody, the world wants pictures of the drag king, because that's just got to be incredible. I mean, what was your first, now I got to jump back, because what was your first performance? What did you do as a drag king? Was it a girl pop song?
No, it wasn't. So when I started being a drag king, my drag king inspiration for me was Spiky Van Dyke. First of all, love Spiky Van Dyke, like obsessed. One of the best drag king, the first drag king I ever saw, and the one I was like, I want to do that.
Okay.
I want to do that. So that was my inspiration. So my character inspiration at the time was more like Scott Disick, kind of like,
okay,
I wanted to be a fuckboy. Like I was like, this is going to be fun. Like if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. So sexualize it a little bit.
Yeah. So I did Maps by Maroon 5.
That's a choice.
It was a choice, but it made the cover of the Penn State school newspaper.
How was that?
Made $94 in 3 minutes just doing that song. That wasn't even like what the cut from the door. That was just from that song and tips.
That's amazing.
It was great. It was fun.
That's so much fun.
Yeah. And then I did a bunch of other ones. I mean, I did like some Adam Lambert. I've done, oh my God, it's been so long. I'm trying to think all the other ones. I think I did a couple Justin Bieber numbers.
Okay.
Had to.
Yeah.
And I did a couple Panic at the Disco numbers too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did I Write Sins Not Tragedies at one point, and I blew glitter on the audience. And the door behind me, because there was like, they did it in one of the classrooms that had like the amphitheater style classrooms, and the door behind me kept opening, and somebody pointed it out, so I like jumped up and like kicked it shut. That was a fun one.
Is there a video of you blowing glitter?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
That was back at Penn State. I don't know if there is one.
I'm gonna have to sleuth this one now.
I'm gonna have to dig too. I don't know if there's many videos.
Because if there is, that That's got to be like, that's just from now on what you should lead with is
Oh
just
yeah.
blowing glitter on people. Add that to DJ Nuzzle's little to your performance here.
Listen, I have been trying to convince my wife that we need to spring and either buy a glitter cannon or a CO2 cannon for gigs, because you can buy those CO2 cannons that they use at clubs, like that blast the cold air. You
Yeah.
can buy one that's a backpack version for like $600. I was like, look, we buy
That'd
it for our wedding and then we write it off as a business expense.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, just buy it for anything and just it's a business expense. You just
See?
look, David Rose taught me you just write it off.
Yeah, the write-off people. Who
Yeah.
writes it off? The write-off people.
I don't know. They just write it off.
They write it off. It's
Oh
the
my
best
God.
show. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, so I would love to get a glitter cannon or something like that. That is definitely something that, like, once we get a little bit bigger, there will be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have to. I mean, and you could say like you could add, hey, extra expense, we can blast everyone with glitter.
Yeah.
Because fucking everybody hates glitter, but
There's always one person that loves it.
I am that one person.
Me too.
I am that one person that I'm like, if there's a chance, let's leave it covered in glitter. I'm gonna hate it when I'm coming home, but in the moment, I love it.
But then you're also gonna have it, like, you're gonna find it everywhere for the next like 5 years. But you're always gonna remember how great that day was.
It's a remembrance piece, and not everybody gets that. Oh, I love that, Sammy. I love this. You're such a warm and fun person.
Thank you.
If I didn't live in the middle of the country and you lived in a better place, then we would definitely we would party hard. I know that for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Well, as we end, if you listen and we know you do, what does pride mean to you?
I love this question. I've been thinking about this question since I first heard the podcast, and I feel like I go back and forth on what it means to me, but I think what pride means to me is being able to live authentically and to inspire others to live authentically in just small acts of kindness and just being yourself. I think pride is it's more than who we are. It's about the world that could be. Like, I feel it's much bigger than what I think we portray it as at events and at pride parades and things. It is more about what this world could be when we all love each other. It's an ideal that we can strive for.
I'm not crying, you're crying. That was beautiful. Oh my
Thank
God.
you. That's all I want. I mean, that's what I think about pride and music festivals, I think, are the truest examples of the ideal of the world that we could live in, where everyone does care for each other. Everyone does take care of each other, where we're happy, where there's not a lot of prejudgment. I mean, obviously there's going to be some we're humans, but it breaks down a lot of walls in those places. And I think that's something that we can carry with us outside of those events and that we should to help the world.
Absolutely. And there's not a lot of people that go to like festivals and music festivals or raves or anything like that. But when you go to them, you see some of the most unnorm structured people. You see people who are out there expressing themselves with the clothes that they're wearing, with the way that they're dancing, with the music that is inspiring them more than the other music. But in those moments and in that, that weekend time or that week time, however long it is, everybody who is around is operating as one class of human being. And that's it, human being. They are just being themselves and they're all accepted regardless. And you're right. We do judge and the judgment isn't harsh or anything. It just might be like pink butterfly wings. I would have gone with blue or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
it's very
like
simple.
That
And a lot of times too, when you go, like, I think that's where I've gotten I've made the most friends and the most conversations, because a lot of times, especially at camping festivals, we're not all on our phones. We're just living in the moment. And you're just like, if you like someone's vibe or you start dancing with them, you just start talking. And all of a sudden, you guys are best friends for 2 hours, and you might never see them again. But it's just that no one cares.
I call those airplane friends. Those are airplane friends because on an airplane, you're stuck with somebody. You're sitting right next to that person for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, if not more, depending on where you're going. And you can chat with them, talk with them, whatever. But as soon as you leave that plane and they go to their gate and you go to your gate and you move on to your next flight or your final destination, you didn't exchange numbers. You're not going to talk to that person ever again. But you had that connection, that human connection with somebody for a couple hours. You got to talk with someone. You got to see their perspective in life and their journey. And then you just go your way. I don't have to stay in touch with you, but I've made a friend for that moment in time. And if that's all we could be doing constantly, we would be in a much happier place, I think.
Oh, yeah. And Tolkien wrote Lord of the Rings. I believe he said if people valued food and good cheer, over gold, the world would be a better place. Something like that. I'm absolutely paraphrasing and butchering that. And as a Lord of the Rings fan, I'm going to get heat for that from my friends, but it's fine.
Don't worry. I'm going to believe every word you just said there because I've watched all the movies, but I love the little ones. No, I'm just kidding. I know they're hobbits.
The hobbits.
Actually, I think my favorite characters of the tangent of that is the feud between, was it Gimli, the dwarf, and Legolas?
Oh, and Legolas, yep.
Yeah, that feud that they had, like it's just friendly competition is what it is, but it's just, I watch those movies purely for that part right there.
It's so great. They're so great. And the actors were phenomenal for that too.
Well, Orlando Bloom. Yeah.
I don't know. I was all about Liv Tyler. I was all about Liv Tyler in that first one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you can't go wrong there. But, well, I love it. This has been phenomenal. This has been great. I'm so happy we got to do this too, from you listening to the podcast and then being on it. I loved when you're like, I don't know if I have anything to talk about. I was like, I will make you talk. I know I can do that. And you did. And you have a beautiful story, a beautiful family.
Thank you. This was fun.
Things.
Thank you for having me on. This was so much fun.
Yeah, good. I know. That's what so many people, I'm like, this is supposed to be fun because we have episodes where we get a little, there's times where it's like, look, it's heavy because the queer community goes through some heavy shit. But then we have times like this where, like, you're asking your future wife if you should drink take a shot or have some water. And then she comes up with some fucked up name from Florida.
Yeah, literally.
What was it called again? The mongoose?
A water moccasin.
A water moccasin.
This was some snake. A snake, I think.
Do you ever, she's from Florida, obviously. Do you ever watch the Florida Man Show?
We have not, actually.
That show is crazy wild. I think it's on the HBO, so.
Yeah, probably.
But it interviews people all over Florida and the shit that they've done. And like the first episode, one guy was like, oh, it was hot. I decided to go for a swim. I went over there with some water. And then he got his arm bit off by a crocodile.
Yeah, well, okay, first of all, why would you swim in any water in Florida that you don't know what's in it, first of all? No, my wife has some crazy stories. I mean, she's from Jacksonville Beach, so she grew up like on the beach side, but she has some crazy stories about like going into the Everglades to help with population control because people would just let out their pet pythons when they got sick and tired of taking care of them. So to help save everything going on in the environment over there, then to keep the population under control, they had to go hunt snakes. So she would go hunt these giant ball pythons with shotgun in the back of a pickup truck.
Your wife is so much more manly than me, and I love that for her.
And she also went to performing arts school and was a ballerina and a professional dancer. So like,
oh yeah, no, like I told you,
life. Yeah.
Oh,
you snooped. Yeah, you did.
Your wife is gorgeous too.
Thank you.
I was smoke show. So I was like, but I mean, you tell me that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I was like, what? Nope. That's not real. And then like I had to ask her mom because I was like, I don't believe you for a second.
Yeah.
No, it was real.
Oh, you know what?
Florida,
this just shows. Look, right here, everyone's listening. Everyone's a little queer this week. Yeah. Lesbians can do anything anybody can do. And that's also why the gays call the lesbians when our tires, when they're flat, because they're definitely going to do anything.
I hate changing a tire. I'll change an oil, but I hate changing tires.
No, you can ask my husband. I got mad at him. I'm the only one that touches our cars. I'm like, nobody, I'll just do it myself.
Yep.
But I love it. Well, Sammy, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your journey and having so much fun. And this has been great.
Yeah. I hope somebody enjoys it and they have a good time listening to this chat. And, if anybody wants to book me, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well, yeah, we got to before we go, we have to promote you. And so where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
So probably the best way to get a hold of me is on Instagram. Either at official nuzzles, and that's official_NUZZLES, or at Hurley Audio. Either one. I'm pretty much on there constantly.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's my go-to social.
And I promote the official nuzzles one just because, like, I'm obsessed with the name. So
it's fun. Even I have a festival flag. I have a flag too that I take out for when I do gigs. I bought a fest flag for it. So you got a whole flag for that.
This is perfect. You're
wonderful.
And
they can also catch me if anybody's in the Delco, Philly, Greater Philadelphia area. This year at Delco Pride, I will be DJing Delco Pride for the 3rd year in a row. I am their go-to DJ for all of Delco Pride events.
That's huge.
It's been great since they started. I love it.
I can't wait to see that because we're definitely going to keep in touch for that one. So
yeah,
this has been great. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for listening to Everyone's a Little Queer. Thank you, Sammy, and we'll see you guys next time.